Okay, I've clicked the button.
Now I'm frozen.
We're good. We're live.
What's going on, everyone? It seems like I'm a little laggy, but we'll get through this. It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. This is our round 3 DFS Showdown targets for the 2021 AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I just have my feedback on the earphones there, but I think we're good now, Craig.
Yeah, you were a
Got
little
some
bit
people in
noisy
here.
there. You're good now.
We're good now. All right. Round 3. We've got 2 rounds in the books. Let's take a look at that leaderboard.
Yeah, if you're a Jordan Spieth fan, you gotta like what's going on in the golf world right now.
Spieth
Beyond
is at
that, I mean,
12 under.
so to me, Daniel Berger is super dangerous there at 11. Cantley moved the wrong way today, which was surprising. I mean, obviously the lost ball double bogey in the start doesn't help. Um, but what else we got here?
I think it's still completely wide open. Uh, Casey's scary. Like everyone's scary there. I mean, I love seeing McNeely up there. I love seeing Batia up there. Will Gordon. I love seeing that. I got an outright on him. I talked about him in our sleepers. Tringali, Homa, Molinari, Matt Jones. Like great course history with those guys.
It's a good leaderboard, and
I'm
so far it's been a good DFS week. I think you've got some good ones going.
I got some good ones. Yeah,
Ewan in the chat there just says he's got 16 of 20, 6 of 6.
that is a
What's your
fact.
6
That's
of
awesome.
6 looking like?
Myself, I'm 8 of 20 in my 20 max, so I'm pretty happy sitting. What is that? 40%. If I do quick math there, so 40%, 6 of 6. Kind of shouldered with Cantlay. Tringali's a big one for me. McNeely. So hopefully some guys move up. Not a ton of Spieth. So let's see. Hey, a lot can happen. We saw one hole Cantlay dropped too. So
Yeah, they did do it. I mean, they're usually pretty efficient at pricing, but they definitely did a pretty good job. Especially with some of those guys that we maybe questioned like through the 8K, like NeSmith turned it on and he made a cut,
yeah,
which I was sort of questioning his pricing going into the tournament. I got a little hosed. I have 27%, 6 of 6. I feel like I should have like 50+%, but I've got like 70% or 80% of my lineups are at 5 or 6. But man, Malnati just killed me. 5 of my lineups he turned from 6s to 5, so that hurts a bit.
so we're talking offline. Our picks and sleepers show we have 11 technically because DJ withdrew. 10 of 11 went through. Malnati being that one. So yeah, that hurt. I'm sorry, Greg, that hurts a little bit, but we like to celebrate our wins. So we got a longtime follower, Chase, 808 Kicks on Twitter, said he turned $3 into $500 today without the help of Grandstand Golf, 925 Sports. They seem like great guys as well. Took home $500. Chase, man, that's awesome. Congratulations. Have yourself a weekend. That's a great win on the showdown right there.
Yeah, that's the dream. I just need to know if it was my picks or Adam's picks. So like it doesn't help us if we can't gloat to each other about who helped
Well,
out.
let's go to the next slide because, yeah, I got to say, I made an error with the Spyglass Hill. So you can see there, round 2, the split was quarter stroke over par, 0.26 for Pebble Beach, 1.18 for Spyglass Hill. Thankfully, our picks still average 0.5 under, but yeah, I was feeling pretty good midway through the round, but then Hubbard slipped up for me. Damon did okay. Tringali had a little slip up. So I think it was your
Yeah.
picks. I think it was your picks.
But I mean, so just looking at the first 2 rounds, it definitely there's a huge advantage to the wave that went Pebble Beach Spyglass, and both courses were hit by it, and Pebble was hit a lot more.
Yeah.
It wasn't hit enough to bring it down past Spyglass. Like I think we got the weather up here, the weather that we'll see tomorrow at Pebble. I think it'll push it up even higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I think you
so
might be right.
I stacked opposite sides. I had more stacks on the Spyglass side, so
Yeah.
it didn't make for a great showdown day, but I still had stacks on the Pebble Beach side that cashed for me. So limits the loss a bit.
Yeah, I had some Burger, I had some Casey. It turned out positive for me, but yeah, so I'm glad we talked about it on our Wednesday show, that kind of Pebble Spyglass split, because 0.9 strokes for a pretty decent sample size of half the field, that is significant. So hopefully people did kind of stack that way.
Yeah, you're getting a little choppy,
Yeah,
but yeah, point nine, a huge advantage. I mean, it makes what Berger and Casey and a few other guys have done going on the opposite side all the more impressive.
yeah.
Um, what 6 out of 6 is 10%. So I'm feeling pretty good about where we are at and where especially our sleepers. Like to me, that's key. When you can start to get those sleepers through, then whoever you've paired them up with. Like I'm in a similar situation. I think Ewan said there. I don't have any Spieth, so I've got tons of equity up at the top, but right now it looks like one of those kind of cruise to a break-in or slightly positive weeks. But if the leaderboard churns a bit and we get a Berger, Cantley, even an Akshay Bhatia, I don't know, one of those wins would definitely go a long ways.
So looking at tomorrow, first tee time is 8:14 local. The last leader, so that's middle field. So we talked, it's middle field
inside
again.
out.
And then the leaders are off at 10:15. It's kind of a weird day, and I don't know on Friday night if we can really say there's any advantage 2 hours one way or the other. Do you kind of agree with that, or what do you think?
No, I don't. I think you want to go early. I think it's going to get worse. I mean, there's a bunch of little aberrations, but I think the day goes from being easier in the morning to much harder later in the day, and so. The thing is, it's always you're always a little bit shooting in the dark, but I think that's a possible edge. So I'll definitely be looking for, and oftentimes it's guys that, if I'm going to play guys down in the 6Ks, 7Ks, the more the flyers, long shot types, those are the ones that I'll make sure I get with what I think might be favorable conditions.
This is a good time to say Discord invite is in the description below. We're going to chat about it closer to lock Saturday morning. So if you want to join us there, that's when we're going to talk about weather or hit us up on Twitter. But Discord is really the best place to kind of join that chat. And there's a lot of good chat there.
Get that real-time discussion in.
Real time.
Okay, good to go?
Should we jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
My first pick, Max Homa, 8,300 on DraftKings. He's gone 69, 70, 70 on Pebble Beach today. He's on the feature group. He's 500 right now. 10 birdies, 3 bogeys, 1 double. What has he done through 2 rounds? So just off the bat, stroke gain, obviously just with the Pebble Beach. The greens and regulation stats are for both rounds. So 31st, stroke gain tee to green, 1.59 positive. 35th, stroke gain putting, plus 0.67. Okay, but not great in both. So what's happening right now is, what is really good is his approach play and his greens and regulation. He's T18 in greens and regulation, 72.2. He was negative off the tee because he's not hitting fairways. So Homa can push it out there, but he's not hitting fairways right now. He's only hit 57% of his fairways through the first 2 rounds, 109th in the field. So he's not doing well. He doesn't hit, like his averages, he doesn't hit a lot of fairways. But if we're looking at a single round and he can improve upon that, and his approach is already really, really good, and his putting is still solid, I think he's one of those guys that can pop. So if he hits fairways tomorrow and everything else is clicking, we know about the course history. Everything else is good. If he just hits some fairways, I think he's a really, really good play at 8,300.
Yeah, I think, oftentimes it gets overblown, but I think there is a hometown advantage, home region advantage with him.
A Homa advantage?
Oh no, I set up that. I can't believe I did that to myself. And not even necessarily, like, I don't think, obviously, if you've listened to any of his podcasts, he didn't grow up playing Pebble Beach every day, but he's played a lot on these type of courses, on these coastal courses, on these type of greens that get a little bit bumpy. And so it's just that increased familiarity that, I don't know if you heard Cantley's post-round interview, but he had to try to explain to a reporter why it's tough putting downhill on bumpy greens, because you got to leg it up there and it's got a lot of time to wobble. Ask better questions, reporters. Yes, it's very tough to do this.
Before we go into yours, all 3 of mine are off a little bit earlier. They're going off 1. I thought that might be an advantage because it is the scoring 9. So I am stacking the front 9, going off 1 early. And all 3 of them do have a low apex as well, just to be a little bit safe. I like having that low apex. You know me. That's just. But sorry, I had to squeeze that in.
You gotta always get that apex in there. Okay, moving on. My first pick, Francesco Molinari, a new actual local hometown advantage here. Comes in 9,200 on DraftKings. He's gone 69.70 -5. Played Pebble Beach today. Shot the 70. Just a super clean scorecard. 7 birdies, 2 bogeys. Bogey free today in the wind on Pebble Beach. Man, this guy's just rock solid. Like I've just got, these strokes gains are just his stats today in the wind, but he's gaining his least. The aspect he's gaining the least strokes in is his approach play, and he's gaining almost a half stroke there. So I just love to see that kind of balance. It just gives me faith that, I forget if I brought him up as a grinder. You know how I love those grinders. He's the ultimate, man.
Yesterday, I love it.
Yeah, I'll take it. So last thing on Molinari. I think I've been talking about him a lot in the last couple of weeks. He was good at the Farmers. He was good at waste management. Or did he skip one of those and it was Amex? Anyways, regardless, his last 2 full tournaments and so far this week, he's gained strokes in 9 of the last 10. In 7 of those, it's been at least a stroke and a half. And in 3 of the 10, it's been over 3. A few of them have been crazy low. So I just think there's tons of safety, but tons of potential to go low too. I just think he's out earlier compared to a lot of the other higher priced guys. So to me, there's just so many things pointing towards Molinari as a good play.
Yeah, I really like Molinari as well. It seems to be the same thing with him every time. If it's bogey avoidance, I really like that. Obviously, he won an Open Championship. You need to be able to kind of fight the wind whenever you're playing in the UK. So link style, local, like you said, now it all kind of checks boxes. The only thing, maybe, like, he's so steady, it's almost like, can he pop? Can he really explode? Like Cameron Davis can go 9 under or +9. Molinari's like -4, -2.
No, I just told you he gained at least 3 strokes in 3 of his last 10. So I agree. I think that he maybe has less, and I actually think when I brought him up as a showdown play a week or 2 ago, I was talking about how I think he has less upside, and in that tournament he had like a crazy round. So I do agree. I think it's maybe he's a little less flashy when he does it. Usually it's more like it'll be a super clean 5 under when people aren't going that low, as opposed to going out there and shooting a 62 or a 64 or something.
Yeah, great comment so far. Barry and Brian got let's hope Molinari and Homa both go low tomorrow. My second pick here, Kyle Stanley, 8,000 on DraftKings. So one little error here. He has gone 70-70. He's 4 under. He actually has 1 eagle, 8 birdies, and 6 bogeys. So that's why that doesn't add up. I forgot about the eagle there. So he has 1 eagle and 8 birdies. Really, really good DraftKings scoring there. But his ranks through 2 rounds, 26 strokes gained tee to green, 1.92 on Pebble, 62nd strokes gained putting, -1.66. Not great, but I think that can be
Kyle Stanley, man.
It's Kyle Stanley, but he's not a great putter, yeah. But I got to think that growing up, Washington State, there's got to be some Poana kind of natural ability there. So 62nd is bad. I think if he can, let's get back to 0, and he might have a great round. But what I really like is his accuracy. So 2nd in driving accuracy, 89.3 through 2 rounds, 30th in greens and regulation, 69.4. And then this is the really good thing. So if we're fighting tough conditions, in his last 7 tournaments, including this one, he only has 1 round over par in his last 24 rounds. That was the round 2 at Sony, and he just missed the cut. Like, he's been playing really, really good golf. So I like Stanley tomorrow, 8,000.
Yeah, I like it. I joke about his putting, but it's Kyle Stanley. He's one of these guys like Grillo, like Hideki, like a lot of, there's a lot of these Corey Connors. There's a lot of these guys out there who we know they're great ball strikers, and it's just a matter of their putter just needs to show up, and that's what we've seen from him. We saw from him, I guess, in the one day. But I think it always gives you a solid floor and high upside potential.
And 96-foot apex. Just
I was gonna
know you're
say
curious.
I haven't heard an Apex yet, but I'm sure I will. Okay, my next one here. I love this play. I stayed a little bit higher for my first two, but I'm going back into the 9K range. Kevin Streelman, 9,100. 69 in his first round, 72 even par today over on Pebble Beach, -3, just 5 birdies, 2 bogeys, not a super filled card. But so to me, why do I like this play? If that wind does, accelerate through the day like we think it might, he's the first tee time, 10th tee. I know you were saying that you want them to be on the scoreable holes. I'm also like, if you look at the scoring average through the back nine, those are ugly holes, and there's a lot of people making bogeys there. So if he can get through that in the easiest conditions of the day, I think that might be a slight advantage. But I just think, just that slight difference of, even Molinari, who's still only going in the middle of the field, I want to say it's about 45 minutes to an hour later, and that hour on the course more at the tail end of the round, I think is going to be the thing that has the potential to shift things. Looking at what he's done recently, he's gained in 8 straight rounds, gained strokes. He hasn't. So this is, I think Molinari potentially has more go low potential. Streelman, I think, is much more that safer, steadier type. He similar and similar to Stanley. He went out there and he lost to stroke putting, shot even par, which was better than average on Pebble Beach today. But ball striking's good, around the green's good. So a putt drops or not, and that putting can swing just on that.
Yeah. No, I like Streelman. I mean,
and then one last thing, I guess I did mention that I think we brought up on our Wednesday show, but he's got a great course history. He's up there with Spieth and Jason Day in terms of course history. So and I guess Phil, but Phil's course history is a lot further. It's prehistory.
That is ancient history. But speaking, so I'm going to see your Streelman. I'm going to raise you about 8 years here, Craig. Let's flip over to my guy. I'm going Jimmy Furyk. Streelman's coming in at 42. Furyk's a good old 50 years old. I love the vet tomorrow. I played him today. We were talking about him, I think, on this show, a little bit in Discord as well. But I like everything that I see with Jim Furyk. So 7,500 on DraftKings. He went 71, 69 on Pebble Beach, 4 under, 8 birdies, 6 bogeys. I gotta check again there. It's not adding up, but I'll check that for you. Ranks through 2 rounds. 20th strokes gained to green plus 2.5. 34 strokes gained putting 0.72. I think he can improve the putting or at least sustain that. But his accuracy, that's what I love, his accuracy. He's T11 greens in regulation, 75%. On the season, he ranks 8th in driving accuracy, 71.4%, and 1st in greens in regulation, just under 78%. I love that accuracy. He has a great course history. We know he can play in any conditions. Craig, his apex, 75 feet. 75 feet. He keeps one of the lowest ball flights on tour.
That is honestly one of my favorite things with the shot tracker out there in these windy days is you can see how good these guys are at, it's just amazing how much they control their trajectory and how they can play so well, so close to the ground when they have to.
People that are gonna blow up are gonna be the ones that can't find a fairway and can't find a green. Jim Furyk is not gonna do that. He might not get 8 birdies tomorrow, but he's gonna be safe. He's gonna get it out there. He knows how. He might. Maybe he goes for a course round.
Maybe we put him on 59 watch. I don't know. He's got 2. He's got 2.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, Jimmy Furyk.
Yeah, I like it. I'll be plugging him in. I plugged him in today. I think he was on my highest cashing ticket. So I don't see any reason not to. I think it's a weekend for someone I think said in the chat or over on Discord. It's a day for Euros and old guys, and I think he's a prime example. Okay, my last one here.
So I'm sorry, just real quick, one thing. I forgot another eagle again. So I was right with
eagle.
I forgot another eagle. Yeah.
Okay, my last one here, Matthew NeSmith, 7,200. He gave us a bit of a thrill.
Whoa. You didn't go Patia?
I know,
What's
I
going
know.
on?
People think I'm gonna go Patia all week long, but
Wow.
once bitten, twice shy, I guess. Matthew NeSmith, 7,200. I did not expect him to make the cut. I have him in a couple tourney longs, so it was a bit of a pleasant surprise. He went out there and shot 5 under on Pebble Beach in the wind. He did have a hole out eagle from the fairway, so that does skew it a bit. But he's filled up the scorecard just like Matt NeSmith can. So the one thing, if you're not paying attention in the last, not just this week, but in the last few tournaments, he's been volatile. He has gained strokes in 5 of 7 and at least 3 strokes in 4 of 7. But he's still not, like, his finish last week wasn't bad, but he's still not where he should be on leaderboards with that, just because he'll have rounds where he goes out there and pulls a Siwoo and wrecks your whole card. Maybe I'm hurting a bit from today still. But so you can see in the numbers there, he did everything well. This is just obviously the stroke gain numbers just from today, but that hole out from the fairway definitely shows up in the approach, gained almost 4 strokes in approach there. You turn that into a birdie, it was still a good round, and he still would be doing well on approach. So, I think if you want, my other guys, maybe I will plug in at a higher rate. Someone like NeSmith, I'm not going to have him on 50% of my tickets, but I'll take a flyer with him.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, after day one, I kind of discounted him. My NeSmith lineups and turning long, I was like, well, those aren't going to make it through. Crazy. Great round today on Pebble in some kind of conditions that we're more likely to see tomorrow or on Saturday. So, yeah, I like it. I'll go there. I don't know how much, but I'll go there for Showdown.
Yeah, I was going to say, just don't go too heavy. I made the mistake today. I'm not as rigorous with my planning and for my Showdown lineups. I'm more just build them and go. I ended up with like 50% Siwoo Kim, and it just killed me. Between him and Cantlay, it just sewered a lot of tickets.
We got some chatter here, Craig. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Kyle fucking Stanley, yes, I did see that one. Lots of Homa love. HV3, that one was probably my I mean, Molinari was the one that killed most of my lineups, but HV3 definitely was the one that was closest. That I was like, I was on that. Do I want the cut to fall back to even? Do I want it to stay at 1 under? He was the only guy, I think, until Austin Cook came in at even. Those were the only 2 guys I had on the bubble. So I think in the long run, it probably worked out for me better to have it stay at -1.
Troy Merritt, he comes in 7th tee to green with his play at Pebble. He is 4 under right now, 3 under today. Interesting play. I don't know what he's priced at off the top of my head, but I would look into it a little bit more before kind of confirming one or the other, but. So
I haven't looked at Troy Merritt much. Vaughn Taylor, he has done something this week, right? I don't have anything in front of me right now, and I can't pull anything up on stream there or on screen here.
So are picks pivoting off each other? I don't know about that, but they are very, like, they're Craig's picks, they're my picks. We're very vocal if we kind of are along the same train of thought or we're not. But
I think the biggest thing I try to do is, like, the guys that I'm sort of saying are my picks are going to be my highly owned guys, unless I'm just saying that this is someone I want to take a flyer on, and they're really not guys that I'm going to be plugging in at high rates. And sometimes it's the high 7s where I like guys and I'm going to have heavy ownership. Other times it's that, like, like today, I think there's going to be value in those guys like Spieth, Cantlay, Berg. I think their ownership's going to be high, so I think potentially I'm going to go down a little bit and start a little bit further down, especially also if the wind picks up late in the day. So we don't plan to pivot off of them in any way. We just kind of we're brothers, and we oftentimes bounce back and forth with different ideas.
So 10K studs. So Spieth, Berger, Cantlay. Maybe let's throw Casey in there. I don't know where Casey is at in the pricing.
He's at -9. Oh, pricing, I don't know.
Of those 4, it's kind of weird because On some, I have 50% Cantley, so I'm clearly rooting for him for the tournament long. And I have limited Spieth, so I have before built a Spieth lineup, being like, okay, maybe I'll hedge, and if he does well again, it will cover my loss if he goes out and just really pulls away on Saturday. But if I had to pick between those, I love what Berger did today. I don't know if you can go out and replicate it, but I would go Berger, Cantlay. Then I don't know. Spieth just has big numbers in him.
Well, yeah. I mean, the other thing I worry about with Spieth, especially, is ownership. But
he's super. See, I can enjoy Spieth without having like any DFS. I can completely enjoy the craziness of his games and be fine kind of missing out on his possible DFS winnings.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely start to look at him week long moving forward. I was saying how I want to see him do well in rounds before I'm going to do that. I don't mind him at all as a play in Showdown. I just don't know if I'm getting there. I don't actually even know how much I'm going to get Berger, Cantlay. I really like those guys tournament long, but oftentimes this late in the tournament, especially on Saturday where there's no finishing position, we're going to see such high ownership numbers for all those guys that then if they go out there playing in the hardest conditions, it's not to say that they don't have a -3 or a -4 in them. It's just that I think we're going to see a little bit of a compression of the leaderboard. So I'm looking elsewhere.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I think that's a really good way to put it. I completely agree, which is going to make for hopefully a really thrilling Sunday.
Yeah, I was just looking at Vaughn Taylor. I don't mind the play. He definitely concerns me. The one thing that concerns me, he's not super strong around the greens, which is, we were saying at the start of the week that it's not just about putting here. You really have to have that short game, and I think especially as conditions get harder, that becomes more and more important. I don't have, maybe if you're over, I don't know, making birdies who you are, but if you do come over into the Discord, I'll have a few more things in front of me that I can look at. I'm just looking quickly at his stats here.
He'll answer you. He'll have a good gift to answer you.
Yeah, I'll have a good gift. Anyways,
if you're not. Thank you for the people watching live. If you're watching on replay, please subscribe to our channel. It doesn't mean a lot. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in right now. Always great chat. We love the chat and talking through different players. So thank you for coming in live and chatting with us.
Yeah, someone go out there and get a win tomorrow, and then we can get another one. Preferably me.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, take care. Everybody. Good luck.
See you guys. Good luck. Have a good weekend. Oh, and happy Lunar New Year's, happy Tet, Chúc Mừng Năm Mai, if there's any Vietnamese people out there. Sorry, I've got a Vietnamese wife, so we're all over the Zoom this weekend.
Good on you. Nice.
All right, take care, guys.